Hello friends, let's discuss today's topic communication from public administration, and this is from UPSC Civil Services Examination, and it is a topic of paper 1 of public administration. So let's start. Okay, so before we start, please make sure that you have pen and a notebook. This is extremely important if you want to grasp the things that we are going to discuss. So please have this, and just when I am telling you all the facts, just try to write them in your paper, and that way you will grasp it better. And I have prepared this video from BL Sadana. This is a public administration book. You can have it, you can purchase it, and it's a very vast book, so you don't have to read it from cover to cover. But many important topics are covered in BL Sadana, and many direct questions come in examination. So first we will start with what is communication. So communication is getting your views across other people, exchange of ideas, information, facts, emotions by two or more individuals. This is also called communication. So if you are able to express yourself to others, so that will be communication. So what actually it is: ability to communicate goals, aims, objectives, methods, techniques, and other things. So these are done in any organization in order to achieve some goal and everything. And objectives may frequently spell the difference between success and failure. So if the communication is wrong, then it will lead to failure in the organization, or whatever work you are doing, that will be failing. And also communication is important for basic management, and basic management includes functions such as planning, directing, controlling. This all you have read in your scientific management thinkers, Fayol, Henry Fayol, Urve Guleg, and Taylor. They have discussed a lot about these things, and they will only succeed when you have better communication. So they all are rooted in the communication system of organization. And also communication means here you can see this there is a word commune, which means common. So it means like when there is some communication or expression of views, so the person whom you are talking or whom you are doing communication in written format, that person and you both should be able to understand. So that is a common ground of understanding should be there. And also communication should be backed up by feedback. The person whom you are communicating, he should tell you what exactly he has understood and stimulate actions to attain organizational goals. And also communication should lead to organizational goals. So this is a very easy topic, and you should know that communication means just exchange of ideas. That's it. This is all theoretical. Okay. Then features of the communication, so means it should be between two or more people. If you go and shout in forest, that is not communication. Then process of communication, there are three elements. First is source or sender of message, means someone has to communicate, he has an idea, he wants to communicate. Then encoding information, so encoding is done in two formats, written or oral. Encoding means like you are using some dialect or language, or you are using words, English, Hindi, and their Devanagari script and all those things. So that will come in encoding information. And decoding information means the person whom you are providing the information, he should be able to understand it. For example, if I am writing a letter in English, and the person whom I am giving that letter, he does not understand English, so he will not be able to decode. Sorry about this. So he will not be able to decode the information. So for example, like some government program is there, and you need effective communication to the stakeholders, for example to the farmers. So if the whole communication is in English and Hindi only, and the local people are understanding Tamil or Telugu better, so that will lead to worse communication, means they are not able to get the idea. So it should be in local language also. This is a practical example which you can give in your examination. Then next feature of communication is communication channel. Channel means like you will use some medium in order to propagate your ideas. For example, you will use pen and paper, or like right now I am using a video or you can use like telephone, telegraph, or TV, radio. So many things are there. So that is channel. Then next feature is receiver, the person whom the communication means you are communicating. So he should be able to understand your information or whatever communication you are doing. So that the next feature is understanding. Then continuous means like whatever information you are giving, that should be means constantly provided. There should not be distortions, there should not be breakups. Like this should, the communication should be continuous, and means like after some time I will stop, then again I will communicate, then I will stop. So people will get frustrated, so that's why they will not be able to get the whole picture. So it should be continuous. Then feedback, and feedback from starting to ending, I will just keep telling you that feedback is important, because until there is no feedback, you will not be able to understand if the person whom you are communicating, he is able to understand what you are telling. So I am also asking you feedback, that just give me feedback in comments, that what problems you are facing in the videos, or what is the questions that are generated in your mind about communication in this particular chapter, or anything, any feedback you can give in comment section, or even you can like, dislike video, that's your choice. Okay. Then next is importance, purpose, or functions of communications. So first of all, there are two reasons. And what are the two reasons? Means like for importance of communication, because it is basis of action, and it facilitates planning, it helps in decision making, it makes coordination possible, it helps in improving relation, it helps improve moral and motivation, makes employees understand expectations from them. It's like many reasons, like 8 9 reasons. Here I have written it wrong. And feedback. So these are the some of the things which are the importance of communication, and you don't need to just mug up them. Just you think basically that without communication there will be no action. Then you already, I have told you, planning, coordination, order, and decision making, everything is related with communication. So these things you can just formulate in your examination. And improve relationship, improve moral and motivation, these are very general points, you should know that. And feedback means what employees understand or what they expect from the organization. And importance of communication has grown. This is very important, this thing is important. This is general, you can formulate yourself and write in the examination. But these things are the value additions. Like why communication is important, because the size of organizations has grown. Right now we have very big organizations which are very complex in nature. For example, you can take Panchayati Raj. So Panchayati Raj has so many 3 tiers of the organization, and every tier has its own members as well as chairman. Like Gram Panchayat is Pradhan. Then on this district level, they have that district level Gram Panchayat, Gram Sabha. Oh my God, I am not able to remember it exactly. But there are 3 tiers of this rural government also. So just tell me in comment section. Right now I am not remembering it, I know it. But or you can take the example of defense organizations. It has means Air Force, Navy, and Army, and they don't have effective coordination if there is not a single 3 tier leader for all of them. So that is means like they have a very big organization and communication is lacking between them. So that's why a single head is necessary. And that is a simple real life example. Then technological advancements and trade union movement. So you should know about this, why trade union movements are important for growth of communication. Because trade union is for the benefit of the employees. So they just demand better employment opportunities, better salary, better jobs, better service conditions, and all those things. So that will be only possible because they have friction with the management. And if they want to means like solve their problems, so they should be able to communicate. And this you can relate to conflict management, or like MP Follett's idea of managing conflict. Means every thinker has told that conflicts are So means like earlier the scientific people were thinking that conflicts are hindrance to the progress of the organization, but then MP Follett told that conflicts are inevitable, they are necessary for the development of the organization. And later also thinkers participative management, when you will go like Argyris or Likert, so there they have told that conflicts will be means like they will be there and they need to evolve, means like they need to be solved so such that people do not get aggravated. So uh, this is how you will have to relate communication chapter with the thinkers. Okay. And then workers as partners in 20th century, same, means like workers should be able to give the feedback. And then age of democracy, right now you can see that a lot of countries have democracy now. Maybe China is not having democracy, but mostly the means like this Arab Spring, so many countries became democratic in nature. They don't want autocratic rule. Middle East, Saudi Arabia is autocratic, or North Korea is autocratic, and communist countries are autocratic. Means a lot of countries have a lot of types of government, but most of the countries right now have democracy. For example, the biggest democracy is India, the largest democracy, and the oldest democracy is USA. So even Sri Lanka has democracy. All the countries on the border of India have democracy except China. Even Bhutan has a king, but still there is a democratic form of government. Nepal got a democracy with the uprising. So this is how you will relate. And in democracy, everyone's voice needs to be heard. Everyone has vote. So that's why communication is essential. Okay, now we will see the process of communication. This is very easy. So first, whatever we have already discussed, same things are there. So first there should be a sender, and this is the diagram you can make in any question of yours where you think that any communication term has came. So if you will make this diagram, you will better get more marks. So there is a sender, and sender develops a message. So similar, he has an idea, then that idea he will encode, that is means he will write, or he will explain it verbally on the phone or anything, and then he will transmit through a channel means any medium, TV or telephone or email or paper, pen or video or anything, and to the recipient who decodes, means like whatever I am telling you, you are able to understand it, so that is you are decoding the video. And the message provides a meaning to the receiver. Why you are means like listening to this? Because you want to understand all the theories of communication and how you are able to get more marks in the examination by applying all these theories, means like you should be able to understand it. And then from here receiver should be able to give feedback to the sender, and then again the process continues. So this is a circular cycle, and this is all about process of communication. Okay, then channels of communication. So channels are two types. Now here the main things starts, means about main theoretical part. So formal and informal, these are the two channels. Formal is intentionally designed. This is organizational chart, means organization when it is formed, it has a proper channel of communication which is formal. And informal means it is developed by its own. No one forms informal channels of communication. But when any organization work, their informal organization or automatically develops in formal organization. This is proved by Mayo, and then from Mayo it was explained more in detail by Bernard, and then even Simon talked about it. So you should mention these thinkers when you talk about informal. Okay, then formal is already, you know, that hierarchical structure and everything, that is from scientific management movement. So channels of formal communication means like they are established by organization, and there is unity of command. Unity of command means like command is not given to more than one level below by seniors. Means like every person has means explicit control over their juniors, and I will give command to a, means like if hierarchy is there, so let's say this is a boss, so he will give to two persons, and then they will have explicit control over their own subordinates. So here you can see that. So this is how the things work, like this. So he can give command only to this person, and he will give command to this him and him. So this way how hierarchy works. And this is extremely slow because first he directly cannot discuss something with this second guy. He has to first give order to him, then he will give order to him, and all the communication is in written format. You know this Weber's bureaucratic models. Tells that everything should be written. So that means everything is so formal, and it is also known as bureaucratic red tapeism. So the communication travels a long distance and it gets distorted. So you can read about this in following thinkers also. You can watch their videos. And there are four ways: command, instructions, and orders travel downward. So this is called downward communication. Okay. So this is a part of formal organization that only commands, orders, means order जो pass होते हैं नीचे की ओर, that will be from this particular bosses. They will just give the order, and then they will read the reports of performance, or anyone has any grievance or any suggestion, so that will travel upwards. And suggestion and grievance, they have means their own capability, like they want to listen to others grievances. वो दूसरों की problem सुनना चाहते हैं कि नहीं सुनना चाहते हैं. If they don't want to listen, then the organization will be like totally single way channel. Only orders will come and they don't listen to your feedback and all those things. So that those people are the most bad managers or bad administrators who do not listen to the grievances or suggestions. So this is means like basic tenet of participative management. You can means related to Likkert's four way of management, or all those thinkers who have talked about participation. So there, this you can mention about Likert here. Then coordination travels horizontal. So when means like some work needs to be done between two persons, so they can just talk with each other, and this is a very formal organization. Face to face communication will be there. And then diagonal communication. So this is a faster way of communication in which boss may sometimes means like talk with other people, even formally also, because he is boss. He can give order to this person, second person, but then also he can talk with others also. So you should know about four ways of formal communication: downward, upward, horizontal, and diagonal. And this question also came, this upward communication, like this upward communication was asked that how the lower level employees influence the decisions of upper bosses, or means how they do this upward communication. So there you could have written this answer. Okay. Then patterns of formal communication. So these are some of the patterns. So this is chain pattern. So this is totally hierarchical. This is it will be one way. He will command to him, then he will to him, then that way. Then this is Y shape. Y shapes means like two persons will report to a single person, or he will get command from two persons. So if he is getting command from two persons, so that will be like functional foremanship. This functional foremanship concept was given by Taylor. Means like for every function there should be a functional head. So there are a lot of people who are giving the command, means they are specialized in their own area and they will give commands. That is functional foremanship. And then there is unity of command. If you will invert this Y, so inverted Y will be that this is a unique boss and he will give directions to all its employees. So Henry Fayol told this. Then wheel means like here there will be a center coordinator and all these employees will talk to him and he will coordinate between everyone. Then circle means that everyone has two-way communication. They can talk to two people and this person can talk to two people, and this is how the communication works. Then star system. Star system means every person can talk to any person. So this is the most flexible format, and this is for used in NGOs, non-governmental organizations, or the present modern bodies where there is a lot of complexity and flexibility, and people are treated as equal in NGOs or star types of communication. Then com-con. So this com-con is similar to star, but the thing is that there will be a central leader. You can see that anyone can talk to anyone, this person can talk to here, or he can talk to means like he can talk to him, he can talk to him. So this is the thing, but the thing is that there is a central leader also. So he is the decided leader, and this is the best form of communication management in present modern business organizations, which want to grow faster, and means like they have this friendly atmosphere. And so this is the typical example of participative management. Okay, then in formal communication, so we have read about formal. What are the four types of formal, means what are the four stages of formal? Then now informal. So what are informal? So they are spontaneous communications outside the formal framework. So formal framework is the framework which is made by organizational structure, and informal communications, they are spontaneous, means on the spot, and they are not defined in the organizational structure. And best example of informal communication is grapevine. It is also known as rumor mill. So what is this grapevine? When American Civil War occurred, so there was a lot need of communication, means like without communication you cannot effectively strategize your position. So that's why telephone wires were established, means like so they were means like these are the trees, and telephone wires were going from one tree to another. And they were like this grapevine is like grapes they have, means like they are just they just go on anywhere, means like it's very complex structure. So everyone is connected to everyone, that's like, so this was the form of communication, so that's why it's known as grapevine. And now grapevine has been used in this communication system, that it is like a rumor mill. So what happens, like when so means like so many persons are connected with each other, so they just means create rumors, or means like even if they have serious information, so they will just distort it and tell to other persons. So that is means how this grapevine is created. I will show you the figure. So you can see that here this person, he has the original information, and he just cannot control it. So he will tell to B and C, and he will tell them don't tell to anyone. Then B will tell to D, E and F, because he's like totally open person. He wants to gain acceptance in the society or gain recognition, that's why he will tell to so many people. But C is like means a little bit more conservative, so he will only tell to G, and then G will tell to H, I, J. So G is again wanting recognition. So you can see like this boss will tell to B and C, and then B is like his wife, then his wife will tell to the three other women, and C is like his subordinate. So C will tell only to G, because G is next in the line of grapevine. But G will again tell to his wife and his friends, and then someone who drinks daru with him. So this is how grapevine works. Okay, I will tell you the features of grapevine now. So why this grapevine occurs? Because some people they are frustrated, and they just want to means like outlet for their frustration. So they just want to tell something to some persons. Then developing a strong group identity, because if you will tell some information, then people form a group and they will identify with each other. Then gaining social acceptance, I just told you, and recognition. So that's also why people just keep on giving this information as well as rumors. And both good and bad. Good, why? Because it is outlet for frustration, it will form an identity. But bad because it is half truth, आधा सच होता है. Acha, what are the features of grapevine? It is oral, because you cannot give written information, means written rural rumor. So it is oral, it is very fast, and employee motivating, because employees just they enjoy this whole process. And there are two types: liaison individual, passive receiver, and cluster chain. These are some of the means like keywords, and I will tell you one by one. So liaison individual is the person who is like conservative, will not tell to many persons, or he will tell to one person. And no, sorry, liaison individual is the person who will tell to so many other persons, means he just cannot take any information and just keep it with himself. So this is like liaison individual. Then passive receivers are those who just listen and they just forget, एक कान से अंदर किया दूसरे कान से निकाल दिया. And cluster chain means like when any information gets too old, or it will just go to so many people that they just know each other only. Say for example, this is the information he gives to him and him, then he will give to him and him, and similarly he gives. But then this person will again come to know, means like there will be a chain formation and the same information will be passing from him to him, and everyone knows that information. So that will be like chain termination process, that everyone knows the same thing and the information has gone old, so that rumor will just stop because everyone knows that. So this passive receivers, I have showed you that this person right now here, he is a passive receiver. He has just got information from A and he has given to G. But this is licensed individual B. He is telling to so many people. Similarly, G is licensed individual. He is telling to so many people. And somehow chain will terminate after some time. Okay. Now we will see that some properties. So grapevine activity increases when formal channel of communication is restricted, when you are not getting information from formal channel. Say for example, right now the mains result of UPSC are not declared, and if you will call to UPSC, they will just not tell you anything. They will be like totally means ambiguous, like March में आएगा या अप्रैल में आएगा, अरे आप मई तक wait करिए, like this type. So that creates anxiousness, means like people are desperate, they just want something. And now when they want something, so there will be a lot of grapevine activity, a lot of people will come with a lot of rumors, they just make it themselves. So grapevine has two properties. First of all, means like some people are there who have a certain amount of truth and other people are there who just create rumors. So this is how grapevine works, and it works very well when formal channel of communication is restricted and employees are insecure about the future. Right now means like they have this anxiety, so then this grapevine will work very better. And first so that's why grapevine activity should be minimized by any organization. So that is in interest of all employees as well as organization, means like employer. So there should be an open communication system, means like information should be told to the employees, as well as employees should be able to ask questions with the management. So that way they will not means like get information from grapevine, they will directly get information from formal system. So this is how to reduce or minimize grapevine activities. And encourage upward communication. So upward communication, I already told you, that is from formal channel. So if upward communication is there and the person who is getting upward communication is like grievances or suggestions or any queries, so he should also respond to those queries. So then only this upward communication is successful. Otherwise it will again create grapevine because the person is not giving the information. So you can just give the example of RTI Act, Right to Information Act, because this is the most important tool in the hand of present generation, and it reduces grapevine activity. Okay, rumor. So what is rumor? This is a part of communication chapter. So it is unofficial information without evidence to confirm, and it is a part of grapevine. Means like grapevine has two informations. One is partial truth and another is totally rumor, totally false. So it is unofficial and it has no evidence, and it is based on speculation, research or imagination. Means people just imagine that ये होगा वो होगा, ये result इस तारीख को आएगा, या यूपीएससी ने इतने लोगों को फेल कर दिया, या for example in, let's say in Indian administration, so there are a lot of speculations like the following schemes will be promulgated by the government, or these poor people they are not getting PDS system because there are a lot of leakages. So there may be leakages, there may not be leakages, but rumors are a lot in political system. And untrue part of grapevine. So grapevine has both parts, true as well as untrue. And also rumors change as it passes from one person to other, because means it changes because the persons filter those information which they get, because they just enlarge that information which is beneficiary to them or which they have interest, and they just remove that part of information which is not that much important to them. So, and also this is a very funny thing that if rumor is repeated several times, means like you just listen to the following rumor that जो कौवा है वो सफेद हो गया है, and you listen कौवा सफेद हो गया है from let's say 50 people, so you will also tell that कौवा सफेद हो गया, या आपने वो वाला सुना है कि बादल गिर रहा है, so one animal tells to another that there is a story, very funny story, that एक के ऊपर गिलहरी की सिर पे कोई नट गिर गया था, तो उसने बोला आसमान गिर रहा है, एंड दैट वे इट जस्ट क्रिएटेड अ लॉट ऑफ रूमर एंड द होल जंगल पैनिक्ड. So if the rumor is repeated several times, that is taken as true. And this is the important part now. Why? Because you have studied about rumor. Now how to face the rumor. So this is also important from your ethics perspective. Ethics chapter, means like ethics paper GS4. So there are a lot of things like case studies like this come, that some rumor has been created that you are indulged in sexual activities, and that is tarnishing your image. So what will you do? So this is the solution. So first of all, face-to-face talks, means directly you talk to those people who are means rumored, and group meetings. So this is best method to tackle rumors. So face-to-face talks can be direct, or they can be through televisions also, or any other form of communication. But the thing is that communication should be means you should communicate facts and as quickly as possible, so that rumor does not spread too much. And when the facts will be communicated, then facts will speak for themselves. So for example, if someone, Arvind Kejriwal, is telling to any or Adani that you are corrupt, or Rajnath Singh is corrupt, or Kapil Sibal is corrupt, so he should give the facts also, so that then only the whatever allegations he is making, they will be true, otherwise they will be false. And this is not example you should write, but you should know that in case studies you have to, just like if some person is, means you are indulged in sexual activities and this is the rumor, so you should tell the fact that means this is not true, that woman came for this particular issue with me and I have done that. And the third thing is that no mention of rumor itself should be made. So you should not repeat the rumor while you are communicating the facts, because that will be like creating suspicion in the mind of the people that okay, something was there. So rumor का तो mention करना ही नहीं है, और facts तुरंत बता दीजिए, and face to face talks and group meetings. So this is how you will reduce the rumors. So if you have any problem, you should just know the solutions. So this is how you read the public administration and apply it in your everyday administration. Okay, then methods of communication, means like we have now discussed channels of communication. Now methods. So first is verbal communication. Verbal means which uses verbs. Verbs means a, e, u, a, b, c, d, or language. So verbal communication is, it eliminates the possibilities of misunderstanding. It is written and oral, and now we are talking about oral. So oral communication, it will reduce the possibility of misunderstanding mechanical or oral. Mechanical means like which uses any machine, for example TV or radio or phone. So that is mechanical oral communication. And direct face-to-face oral communication, you know that when you are standing in front of the receiver. And what are the characteristic? That oral communication is clear and emotional, and message whatever you are telling, that remains confidential, because you can directly tell the receiver and you are not using the phone which is getting tapped. And it saves time, quick response and feedback, because when direct communication is there, so there will be quick response also. But what are the negatives? You should always know about negatives, positives, negatives, because UPSC always ask critically analyze, critically comment. So जब positive लिखा है तो negative भी लिखना ही पड़ेगा. So oral cannot be specific, means it is like general in nature and could create problems such as legal difficulties, or it is not verifiable. You cannot means verify it that उसने मुझसे ये कहा था या मुझे घूस देने के लिए बोला था, and may not be taken seriously. And people should means sometimes they just don't take seriously verbal communication. Okay, then written communication, this is also part of verbal communication. First was oral communication. Now written communication is precise and not difficult to understand, but only if it's unambiguous. Means आपने घुमा फिरा के नहीं बोला है, so people will be able to understand it. Okay. And formal taken seriously, very fable. These are the characteristics. You know that these are lacking in the oral communication, that oral is not formal, oral sometimes is not taken seriously, and oral is not very fable, but written is having all these things. And objective is to give, receive, or record instruction, recommendations, orders. So mainly you have to record it in order, so that later you can use it for legal proceedings, or you can fix the responsibility that following person is responsible, we have already communicated him the order. And this is the most preferred by organizations, because they have to prove the things in legal way, so that's how they proceed. But again, negatives. So negatives are that it is slow and can lead to confusion. And why it is slow? Because there are so, means like you have to write it, then you have, there are so many levels, so that's why it is slow. And disputes if ambiguous. Ambiguous means not clear. So if like legal language, that जो वकील लिखते हैं, that is not clear at all, you cannot understand it, so that's why disputes arise. Or any legal document is there and it is not clear, so that will lead to disputes. Also, red tape is, I just told you that it is very slow, and blocked also, because bureaucrats don't want to work and they don't want to provide information. Also, poor draft leads to queries for clarification. If you have not totally defined what exactly you wants to tell, so people will ask queries and elaboration, and which will also lead to loss of time and money. So these are the negatives of the written communication. These are the positives. Just remember them. Okay, then non-verbal communication. So non-verbal means इशारों से, gestures और postures और अपनी भाव भंगिमाओं से. These are the Hindi words for these. So like from your eyes, hands, or your means body language. So that's how you just communicate with others. So means like those people who are not able to communicate by verbally or written, in written format. Say for example, those people who are gunga behra, means who just dumb and deaf. So they just communicate through your sign language and all those things. And it leads to better understanding of feelings, emotions, and attitudes. Means like you can communicate. Means like sometimes you smile to other people, they smile back to you. So that is means like understanding of feeling or emotions only. And it is better, means like smiling, or means giving some ishara. Anyway, you know better. And negotiating interpersonal attitudes. So people are means like means better when they have this non-verbal communication sometimes. And there is a specific term, body language, and which can be studied also, and you can tell the person is lying, or he is means like depressed, or he wants to do a certain amount of thing. So this is a particular case of non-verbal communication. Okay, then barriers to effective communication. So following barriers are there. Physical means like existing hierarchies. I already told you that means like there will be hierarchy, and the bottom people cannot talk to top. Then individual, that human limitations, emotions. Means human beings, they just, if they don't want to get the communication, or they don't want to communicate, then that is human limitations, and they are emotional people. They just means like add their own emotions in the communication process. And semantic, this is very means like a great idea and very funny also, that meanings of words, this is words actually, sorry for that. So meaning of words are not in words, they are in us. So whatever we are communicated, whatever we want to understand it, that only we will get. So the real meaning is not in words. Whatever we understand, that is only the meaning of that word. So that is a meaning of semantic, and this is very important. Just if something comes like semantic in the examination, you can now answer it. And some common barriers are like failure to use words and personality effectively. You are not able to show off your personality or semantics. I just told you that different people understand different words differently. The lacks of skills, like you don't have listening, reading, or writing skills. say for example, you are not a good listener, so you will not have concentration on this video, or that's why I tell you that always have a pen and paper, so that when you are listening you will listen with concentration, and that will lead to a better communication between you and me. Then reading, writing, some people are not good readers, they just keep on getting distracted, then they just can't write better language, or they have this verbal gap or grammar mistakes and all those things. Then perceptions, people have perception about each other, like this person is means like giving us bad communication or bad rumors only. Then filtering, this is barrier to effective communication, because people just filter those things which are important to them, or means like which they want to communicate further. Then stated differences or office trapping, so for example, a person means your boss, he's having a big car, he means his office is a very big room, and has a small desk there, means big desk, and he sits here and total AC, and then he has so many workers working for him. So when you will approach him, you will be terrified, means like that will be a psychological barrier. And physical barrier means like means you just cannot approach him. And psychological means like he's a very big person, I just shouldn't go to him. So these are some of the stated differences which create a barrier to effective communication. Then source credibility, stereotyping, say for example, you are just not able to means like accept a particular person's communication, so that is stereotyping. Then assumptions about self and others, people assume so many things. Then time constraints, short circuit, that some managers are there and they have to complete a certain work, so they will tell you only that portion of the communication which is essential for you, means you have to do this much, and you will not get the whole picture. So that is means barrier to effective communication, because manager has to complete work in a time and you are not given the full information because of time constraint. Then noise means unwanted sound, so those things which you don't want to listen, that means which means create problem, that they are noise. And these are some of the general points, you should just means like know that these are the barriers, and you don't need to mug up everything, but just use your common sense. Okay, then there are a lot of barriers, like hierarchical barriers I told you, then specialization, that fragmentation of work is divided in different specialized people, so the groups are formed and they are means like disorganized groups, so they are not one hard working happy team, they are different groups now, and they just don't want to communicate with each other, so interdepartmental difficulties. And this has been discussed in detail in many thinkers have discussed about it, and this is a topic also in our pubad. Then culture means like organizational culture is threatening or closed or open, how are your managers. Then institutions, some institutions they just outlive, it's like they're whatever the task they had to do, that is over, but still they are miss there, like outdated laws by Modi government has this repeal and repilation act, right now he is passing it, so that will just abolish all those laws which are obsolete in nature. Similarly, those commissions which have no use, they should be abolished. So then confidentiality means like some people they just don't want to give information, because if they just keep the information confidential, so they will be more important in eyes of others. The invisibility, that the person who is communicating, he is not in front of you, so then you will not means heed his words. Then rules and regulations, so some organizations have rules that you can communicate only this much, like in US Snowden case, Snowden was not authorized to give that much information to other people which he gave, so that is the rules and regulation. The negativity, that some people are totally negative, they just means like only keep on pointing that this is mistake, that is mistake, and that is destructive, and that affects the moral and esteem of employees. So employees just get demotivated due to that negativity in communication. Then snap reactions, some people they just don't listen to you, and they just are short tempered, whatever एक sentence सुना and they will just फटाक से reaction देंगे, and little to begin, because this is very harmful in not even in any organization but in your real life also, and it leads to conflicts. And then degree of motivation, that what is the motive behind the communication. Say for example, I am communicating something to you, so what are the motives behind that? Means like I want you to understand it better, or to understand it in a certain specific time frame, or I want to help you. So what is the motivation behind giving any communication? Similarly, interest and influence of reference groups, means like group standards. So some people, they have these groups, and if you will communicate some information to them, so they, if their group does not authorize it, so they will not accept your communication. And what are the characteristic of effective communication? That it should have feedback, it should be repeated, the repetition should be there. Say for example, in railway stations or in airports, they just keep on repeating the same information and again, so that communication becomes more effective. Then listening, for effective communication, you should be a good listener. Then clarity of communication, same thing, there should be no noise, distraction, and all those things. Then completeness of message, that is consistency. This Bernard has clearly told in his concepts, you should know that. Then completeness and consistency, both things are there. Then promptness, means like it should be means whatever communication you are doing, that should be relevant to the present situation. And communication gap, it means that the employees, they are not getting the full information, so that should not be there. So you should reduce the communication gap, so that there should be complete and consistent communication. So what are the elements necessary for effective communication? So these are some of the elements, that purpose should be clear, why you are communicating. Then integrity of the purpose, that whatever you are telling, that should be your purpose. Means कहने और करने में फर्क नहीं होना चाहिए, they both should be same. Then use of language and media, means better language and better media will lead to better communication. Then volume and quality of communication, what is the quality? Means how better you are able to explain, or how better you are able to make sure that people understand you. Then visibility, means अगर आप मेरा भी face देख रहे हो, तो maybe you would have been more interested in the video. So this is called visibility. Then flexibility, that if some new type of communication system came, say for example, earlier we were only communicating with letters, and after that email came. Now no one uses letter, means very few people use letter, so that is called flexibility. Then feedback, again same thing. Then timings, that communication, if the communication delayed, then it is of no use. So the timing should be like prompt, it should be on the time. And better relation, that is important for every situation, that if you have better relation with employees, so that will lead to better and effective communication. So that's all for this video, and hope you have understood clearly what is communication and what are the types, and so many things are there. And thank you very much. And this is the quote, that the biggest communication problem is we do not listen to understand, we listen to reply. So this is the biggest problem of communication. This is some thought given by some big thinker, I don't know about him. And that's all for this video. Thank you very much.